we get to our main event, Henry. We've got Dricus Du Plessis. I don't know why. I kind of rock with the name a little bit now, because it kind of sounds, got a little
DDP.
Got a little French in there or whatever that is. Dricus
No,
Du
but
Plessis.
but you remember DDP, Diamond Dallas Page?
Yep.
That's what comes to mind for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got Dricus Du Plessis taking on Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya, former champion, lost the belt, got the belt back, lost the belt, and now he's looking to go out there and grab that belt back. And I believe I saw the stat, if Israel goes out there and performs and gets that belt back, then he will become the only third champion to ever it becomes the third man to ever get his belt back a third time in the same weight class, I believe. So he's just added his name to illustrious company each and every time. This will, I believe, will be his 12th title fight in a row, which is impressive in itself. So, hey, I've told you, Henry, I think styles make fights, and I think this is a better style matchup for a guy like Israel Adesanya as opposed to somebody like Sean Strickland.
And 100%.
Really? I told you that a while back, and I think a healthy and motivated.
Break that fight down, though. No, break it down, Kush.
And this is why I think. Obviously, we've learned that there were some extraordinary things that were taking place with Israel Adesanya in camp, with his body, with things that caused that performance, which of course we all understand. But that's part of the game. We all deal with that. Everybody deals with something. But I also think it was a style clash. A guy like Sean Strickland, who's standing right in front of you, he seems very, very hittable. But he's not necessarily hittable because he's standing straight up and you think you can just hit him. But he does this weird thing, this weird block when he throws his hands up, and he makes it almost impossible. You see that weird block? It makes it almost impossible for you to hit his head. And so with a guy like Israel Adesanya, Israel likes to move, and he does such a phenomenal job at moving, lining you up, whether it's faking you, whether it's putting a strike out there and kicking your leg, kicking your body. Israel does a phenomenal job with that. But with a guy like Sean Strickland that's standing straight up, that when you do try to kick his leg or you kick his body, he just lifts his leg up. And he makes it almost impossible for you to do. And he keeps coming with a lot of pressure. But there's difference with a guy like Dricus Du Plessis, who's going to try to change levels, trying to take you down. I think this is a little bit better style matchup for a guy like Israel Adesanya. So he can move laterally, he can set him up, he can land those low kicks, he can land body kicks, he can set him up for a head kick, he can strike with him. Hey, I think this is a better fight than Israel fighting a guy like Sean Strickland. Even though I believe that on any given day, Israel can beat Sean Strickland and vice versa, as we saw with Sean Strickland beating Israel. So I like this fight. Call me biased if you want. Of course, I can't pick against Israel Adesanya. I'm 100%. I can't. It's like asking me to pick against Francis Ngannou. It's not happening. I'm going Israel Adesanya.
I'm going to have to disrespectfully disagree, because Dricus Du Plessis, he's too stylistically, like, the person that has to make an adjustment in this fight, it's not Du Plessis, it's not DDP. You know who it is? It's Israel Adesanya. But I just feel like Israel Adesanya doesn't have those tools of defending somebody. Like, he's gonna get taken down. My biggest thing, could Israel get up? And there's one thing that I will say about DDP, about Dricus Du Plessis, is the fact that he has ground and pound, bro. And he's taking people off. Like the way he was able to take down Sean Strickland off the cage, the way he was able to take him down off the clinch. If you watch that clinch work that he did, those certain takedowns that he does, and you know what? His striking's a bit underrated. He was able to hurt a guy like Robert Whittaker off of a jab. jab. He would go southpaw and kick that lead leg. The dude is dangerous, and the dude is actually well-rounded. Yeah, is he the smoothest? Is he the sharpest? Is he a sniper? No, not necessarily, but he's a goer. And for now, a lot of champions like that have been proven. If you have a gas tank and you know how to put that pressure, then that's I do believe that that's a bit of Israel Adesanya's kryptonite, is when somebody just continues to press him. Sean Strickland showed that. Sean Strickland took away his biggest arsenal, which was his kick, because Israel Adesanya likes to kick to break your foundation, and also, you know, the straight punches that Strickland was doing. So if I am a guy like Dricus Du Plessis, this is what I'm studying. This is what I do believe he is going to do. And I could just see a 5-round of Israel Adesanya being taken down against the cage. And to me, I'm gonna bet the house on Dricus Du Plessis.
You know, obviously.
And I'm not done, Kush. And okay. I'm not done. And I want to do another challenge since you believe in your boy that much. I'm willing to do another egg on top of that dome of yours, because I want to see how that egg yolk slides down that nice slippery head of yours.
Pause. But there we go.
No, hell no. That's a challenge, bro.
First and foremost, I want to break down right now. I want to break down a fight like this. I think stylistically, like I said, styles make fights. If you go back and you rewatch that Sean Strickland versus Dricus Du Plessis fight, it wasn't as easy. It was a close, contested fight. Sean Strickland had a lot of success in that fight. There were moments where Sean Strickland would stand in his ground and he was landing. He was having some real successes in that fight. But I think Sean Strickland, for maybe 5, 6 fights or 7 fights in a row, got into a groove of just walking everybody down with his hands at one spot and not necessarily throwing a variety of combinations. Sean Strickland will beat you up with the jab. He can beat you up with that jab because he's very good at his stance and just pumping that jab, and then eventually bringing that right hand straight. And you saw it. It even worked against the champion like Israel Adesanya. When something like that works, why do you need to change? Why do we need to get into something else? And he did not make that adjustment in a fight with Dricus Du Plessis, and it cost him. But styles make fights. Israel Adesanya is different. You saw him. Israel has been taken down multiple times, and Israel has shown you he can get back up to his feet. Israel is battle tested. Israel has been through heavy hitters, and Israel has passed that test with flying colors. So I understand what you're saying, Henry. This on paper seems like, hey, yeah, this 100%. Dricus Du Plessis is going to go in there. He's going to do his job. But I think a motivated and a healthy Israel Adesanya, which I don't necessarily know. I think a healthy and a motivated Israel Adesanya, I think he gets through Dricus Du Plessis 100%. Right. And for me, in this fight, I think as game plan wise, I think Israel's going to have to use that lateral movement, because when he's at his best, he's able to line you up and he's able to land his strike. He's able to line you up. He's able to show you that hip, let you react or feint, to create that action, then land the kick or land his shots. As you saw, even with Alex Pereira, he was able to freeze him with the jab, come over top with that right hand, and almost sat him down in that first round in their second fight. You know, it's Israel can find a way to get the finish. And in this fight, I think he's going to have to utilize that lateral movement and just put strikes on him, variety of strikes. So with a guy like Israel Adesanya, I think his team and his corner has definitely let him know, hey, we can't fight like we fought the last fight when we're not getting that activity out. So I think he's definitely going to use that lateral movement, line up a guy like Dricus Du Plessis, and pick up those strikes, put a variety of strikes on it. So I think this fight, the significant strikes for a guy like Israel Adesanya is going to have to improve than he did in his last fight.
Okay, so do we have a deal?
I don't know. You know, this week.
You can't say all that.
This week is, what you mean? This week is not really a good time for me. You know, the bank called me yesterday and said that the way that my checking and my savings were set up, that I might not be able to get no eggs. So I don't know if this week is a good week for me.
Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. You're starting to sound corporate like DC.
Nah, I'm 100%. My pick, I'm going with Israel Adesanya till the wheels fall off.
Okay, so there we have it. There, you guys heard it here. So there's an egg on the line.